Hey, Facebook. So, boy, I tell you, the devil is busy and can hit from every side. That's my life story, period, point blank, bottom line. I used to think that getting on social media and talking to people about certain things was like telling your business. But I don't really see it now as telling your business. I see it more as a testimony. And it's necessary because we are saved by our testimonies. So I will say this to you. In a very short period of time, I stopped working way back in October of 2019 due to the harshness and the unprofessionalism and the negligence of individuals who call themselves educational leaders. Okay, that's one. They do all manner of things. They want us to lie about grades. They want us to pretend that people that are supposed to be giving children with 504 and IDEA hours aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. They lie about, goodness, they just falsely created documents saying that they were paying me when they were not. Then they sent a total amount of that supposed payment to the Workforce Commission here in Texas and was pretending as if, they completely doctored documents saying that they paid me, and they did not pay me. And I had documentation proving that they did not pay me. It was insane. I'd never seen it before, but I'm telling you, the devil is coming out the box, baby. He coming out the box. So when I posted like a week or so ago on my personal page about some of the things that are happening, I didn't really go into detail. And so I decided to do this video to really go into detail about what I'm seeing in the natural atmosphere and how it could potentially, it is happening in the spiritual realm. And so because we are all spirits, this body dies and it goes into its casket, but our spirit returns, right? Everybody knows that. For those of you all that don't know, that's your tip number one, okay? That's your tip. So I'm kind of emphatic about a lot of things that I've been seeing and like paying attention to. I'm really bothered by the fact that an organization, an institution that calls itself an institution of learning that educates younger children, the generations. These are the people that are supposedly leading and guiding our children in God. No one has to tell you now what's really going on because you can definitely see it for yourself, what's happening. There's no reason for me to have a whole conversation about the evils that exist in school systems because, you're starting to see it, and you're also starting to have the ability. And let me just give detail about the evils. The fact that they want students and teachers to return to classrooms, students and educators across the United States of America are getting COVID-19. They are also asking people to sign indentures and all sorts of paperwork stating that should you or a student get COVID-19 and someone else that you know or someone you personally know or your children get COVID-19 and they die, that they can't be held accountable for it. Like, if that ain't the fucking devil, I don't know what is. Like, it ain't no other way for me to say that. Then on top of that, you are learning that these people that are in educational leadership positions aren't as smart as they make themselves out to be. You can see it in the way that they're unable to respond to this pandemic. I can tell you that there are very intelligent individuals that are in the education system. Unfortunately, not many of them are in leadership, and most of them have left the career field. So that's why you're seeing this idiocy that you see as far as the education system is concerned. In relation to that, I think it's funny that these institutions of learning, here's what's funny. So I'm out for disability or whatever, and you're not willing to honor my disability, but by law, I have to honor the disability and requirements and accommodations for students But then in turn, these same institutions are not doing that for their employees. Okay, check that out. That ain't the gist of it. You got huge agencies and corporations that are falsifying documents. So that's the education system. And then also the entity that supposedly provides unemployment has made, I mean, I don't understand how they have people paying them money when people are being honest with them. Like, that's crazy. So if you go back and look at another post that I put out there on my personal page, and I'm going to include it, I put a document out there where Texas Workforce Commission is saying that I owe them $8,857. And on none of my documents did I lie. Not only that, but I have emails and emails and emails of when I reached out to them and contacted them, and they never responded. They never, never did anything. Just like none of it makes any sense to me at all. And I just realized that, sometimes when you're under attack, you're under attack. The scripture says, think it not strange when fiery trials come up against you, as if some strange thing had occurred to you. Because the bottom line is that because I am a child of God, and because I hate what God hates. I hate a liar. I hate a cheater. I hate a thief. I can't stand it. You hear me? I can't stand it. And so because I hate the things that God hates, right? I've had friends around me, people, I listen, but that doesn't mean that I have to follow suit with what you're saying. But I've got people that are, old Chisholm, you get more, that's got to be some kind of man-made devil shit. You get more, you get more help with honey, or I don't know what the saying is because I don't use it, right? That's a no-go for me. But this whole, you get more with whatever. You get more bees with honey. That's what it is, okay? So I'm like, compromise with the enemy. Is that what we should be doing? So I'm questioning whether we should be compromising, like seriously, with the enemy. Is that something we need to be doing? And the enemy comes in all shapes, sizes, creeds, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a person. As you can see, I'm fighting entities and agencies that say that they are for the people and by the people. However, they do nothing for the people, and oftentimes they don't listen to the people, right? These same entities are also entities that financially are on the backs of citizens of the United States of America. So the money that you are being paid or that you are paying, you are getting it from the citizens in the first place through taxes, through state taxes, local taxes, federal taxes. That's how you're being paid. So you mean to tell me you're going to screw the people that even allow you, that have created an avenue for you to even have a job? Because if we all stop working, okay, and all of us were sitting on our heinies, then guess what? Nothing would get done. And then you wouldn't have a job. You see what I'm saying? I've always felt like that way, even as an educator. Without those students, I don't have a job. Like literally. Like if no student showed up to my classroom, who would I teach? So that's where I'm at right now with all of this. I think it's insane. I think it's crazy. I think it's foolish. I think that as God's people, if you are God's people, you need to get prepared. I haven't been on in a while. Like my next drop was supposed to be of my boys getting their lessons in learning how to use a gun and preparing them to take the test so that they can get their license when they become of age. But however, there's so much happening right now that I had to say something about what I've been seeing and what I've been experiencing. Oh, and that's not it. Almost left off the property manager. So just recently, because my son videotaped what appeared to be, or what I would consider, criminal activity. He's on our porch, just like I'm sitting on our porch right now. I can see, everything that's below me. He recorded a criminal act that took place and he put it out there on Snapchat. How about my property manager comes to me and says to me that, which is not in my lease, because I failed to tell the police or anybody, wait a minute now, I don't know that my son has created this Snapchat video. I don't find out until later when the police comes knocking at my door and saying, you had this video, can you please tell us whether you know this person? So my son doesn't even know this person. He just video recorded it. And then the guy said, well, you said his name. I said, you know my son's name, but you don't know him. You just called him by name. You came to my door, knocked, asked for my son, and then said, oh, so now you know my son. We know you. You know me. I don't think so. So just because I can call somebody by name, I got many people who I can call by name, but that don't mean I know them. She has the audacity to threaten that she's not going to renew my lease because I did not reveal to her, or my son did not reveal to her or the police, that there was a crime committed right here at our apartment. I'm confused because people videotape black people getting killed. People videotape black people getting murdered, and you want to talk to me about what? Now, I'm with her when she said, Miss Chisholm, what if that was your vehicle? Trust me, if I knew who the boys' parents were, they would have got a phone call. It would have been explained to them, sir, ma'am, your child has done this thing, and the police as well as the property management are looking for your son. I'm making you aware that he did this and this and that. If I knew the child's parent, I would have went to the child's parent, but I am not about to play investigator, police officer, and I sure in the hell ain't about to help the police put a young black male in the clink. That ain't gonna happen. And I know that sounds crazy, but I think that my first point of action, as I always have been, even as an educator, is to try to find out who that child's parents are, which I have done and tried, and don't know who he lived with or where he lived at. He seems to just be what they call him, what my students used to call him, a squatter. So you want me to do your job for you. Is that what you're saying? And because I won't do your job for you, I don't have a place to stay. That was the threat. However, I haven't heard back from her. I did get my renewal lease options, but I have not gotten the actual lease itself. So I will keep you all updated on whether I get that or not. But I am telling you that they are moving, baby. And I have so much to talk to you about what I've been seeing and what's been going on with me, and not just me, but with my family. I'm going to come out about a lot of things that have occurred in these last few years of our lifetime. And I'm going to put a lot of people out there on blast. And I'm going to call out these people because they need to be called out. People need to know. And the reason why people need to know is because it's almost like telling your children and directing them and guiding them and saying, you know, this is what needs to happen. And then they can make a decision based on they can make an informed decision based on the information you provided them. But if you don't inform people about what's going on, they can't make an informed decision, can they? You see what I'm saying? So from this point on, Miss Chisholm will be informing you, and I will be calling these companies and these entities and all of them by name from this point forward. Now, I'm not about to bow down, and I ain't getting down to nothing and nobody but God. And seeing as how many of you all think that you are many gods, you better get your life. And I mean literally get your life, because some of us are not going to be playing that game.